So there's one thing I've learned having built and scaled a couple of seven-figure companies by the age of 24, and it's business isn't about what you do, it's about what you don't do. It's not about the things you do right, it's about the things you don't do wrong. If you think about business like a game of chess, how do you lose chess? Well, typically by making a mistake. If you want to avoid failure, then you want to avoid mistakes. Generally speaking, one of the best and most bulletproof and foolproof ways to actually do anything or grow any company is know what to avoid and then just basically avoid it. Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's business partner, says, "All I want to know in life is where I'm going to die so I don't go there." It's a fucking genius quote, but basically this is the principle of inversion. And today I'm going to share with you how inversion works in my company and basically what I've built my business without. Because this is a really important lesson. Business is not about what you add, it's about what you remove. And so in today's video, I'm gonna hop into my screen and basically detail out everything that I don't have in my company and don't want to have. And it will sort of explain, what my thought pattern is and what I focused on, because that's what it's all about. So my name is Charlie Morgan. I built and scaled 2 companies, an agency to 7 figures and a coaching business to multi-7 figures. The agency is now sold. And basically this YouTube channel is for me to document my journey on the way to 8 figures and provide guidance and support to people that are struggling to acquire clients and grow their own companies. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like this one, just like it, subscribe if you want to. And also if you have any ideas for videos, just comment them below. Do not, for the love of God, turn on the bell notification icon for subscriptions because I don't want to distract you from your work. You can just check back. But anyways, without further ado, let's hop into my row and I'm going to walk you through what to avoid in business. Okay, so I'm going to sort of just basically make a list of things that I've purposefully not done in my company and things that I've purposefully avoided. And I'm going to explain why. So the company in question is, can I scroll out? Is Imperium Agency, right? I'm not sure why that, it's a bit grey, it's annoying. The company in question is Imperium Agency. So the first and most important thing that we avoided up until now is a website, right? So we only recently just built a website. It's been about 21 months since we started the company, and we've basically built it to 200 grand a month without a website. The website we had prior to that was a funnel, which we still have, which works really well. We needed a funnel because we had traffic coming from YouTube and such, but one thing we didn't have was a website. I'm trying to figure out why this is so blurry, but anyway, a website is a massive waste of time, and also it actually does more bad than good. When you have a website for your company, people can find information out about your services, and that's a bad thing, right? Everyone thinks that it's a good thing, but you want to make it so that the only way that someone can get information about your services, the only vehicle of information that they have for what you do is you on a sales call, right? If you have a fucking website, right, and you have all the information about what you do on there, including the pricing and your services and all that crap, like, people can just go there and then just figure out what you do, and then they'll just file you away as an option and they won't buy from you. We used to structure the company so that the only way people could get information about us was through a discovery call, because curiosity is one of the most imperative motivations that humans have to learn and find out new things, and a website just strips that away. Now, caveat, we now have a website. The reason we have a website now is because we're going to start running ads soon, and when you start running ads for your company, it's important you have a website because there's going to be a lot of traffic of people going to basically Google you. And when they Google you, obviously you're going to come up, and then there's some element of authority. And when ads are on the table and you're spending, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month on paid traffic, it's important that, you get every drop of juice from the squeeze, if that makes sense. Also, websites are just a massive waste of time. They're complicated, they're long, they take ages to build. And even now, if you look at our website, right, which is imperiumacquisition.com, it really is pretty painfully simple, right? We've got the YouTube thing, which takes people through to the YouTube channel, right? Then we've got an about section, which sort of just tells the story of the company, a newsletter, and then just results, right? And then we also have a product page with a video that explains the product, and that's kind of it basically. And then just the option for a demo call. And that thing didn't take me long. It took me fucking half a day to design, and then I sent it off to a Webflow developer, and then it was done. So yeah, basically that's the first thing, is website. The second thing is any fancy branding shit, right? Any fancy branding stuff. I'm really trying to figure out why this is bad, but any fancy branding stuff is just completely unnecessary. So fun fact about Imperium, right? So Imperium Agency, Bo and I thought of the name for the company whilst playing Call of Duty Zombies, and I created the logo the next day in, I think, about 2 minutes flat on Canva. Right? So the logo we have, let's see if I can find it here. This is the logo, as you can sort of see up here, the IA logo, right? And I literally just got in Canva, I put a box and I selected a font and then I just put IA. Right? So like my point here is when we started our company, the thing we were optimizing for the most was cash collected and product development. So there's only two things we've really focused on with our company, and that is cash and appointments, right? And product. So our company right now kind of just constitutes of a bunch of cash, a bunch of appointments, and a really sick product. Everything else that isn't that I've tried to remove. So like, for example, I don't have Instagram. I don't have TikTok. I don't have anything to do with my Facebook page. I don't have anything to do with my LinkedIn page. I don't post, like, there's content that goes on there and setters that use it to book appointments, but I don't touch these platforms. I don't have Twitter, right? I don't do anything regards to that. The only thing that I really do is make YouTube videos and manage my team and build products, right? And then some accounting stuff. So these are the first two things that I've avoided having, is a website and a fancy brand. Like, I see people like, dude, if you buy yourself like a fucking mug and a t-shirt with your company logo on it before you signed a client, you're really silly, basically. And I'm not insulting anyone that does that, because each to their own, but your priorities are just so warped and you're so deluded if you're doing that. So just don't, right? If you're spending all this time and money like designing t-shirts and fucking mugs for yourself before you've even got any cash in the bank, you're going to be poor unless you fix it. And that's quite a blunt thing to say, and that's just my opinion. I could be wrong, and by all means I'd love to be proved wrong, but that's just kind of my experience on that stuff, right? So the other thing that I don't really do is podcasts, right? And what I mean by this is I have a podcast, but I don't have like a specific podcast separate to this YouTube channel. I just repurpose YouTube content. Now, basically what you'll observe here is all of my content on LinkedIn and Facebook is repurposed from YouTube. So my content machine, I've optimized for YouTube, and then YouTube feeds into podcast, it then feeds into LinkedIn and Facebook, and eventually it'll probably feed into TikTok and Instagram as well with shorts. So all I have to do is just focus on one platform from an inbound perspective, and that's it. I don't do Snapchat or anything like that. The other thing I don't have is any business cards, right? The other thing I don't have is an office. I don't have business cards because they're just silly. Why would you? I've never understood business cards. Like, oh, here's my card. What? I don't get it. I don't understand why people use them. So it just baffles me. I also don't have an office. So everyone on our team works remotely, and like, you know, that's that. What else don't I do that everyone else does? There's a lot of things. What else? I'm just trying to think of like what average normal people do. I don't have one of those fucking 2 Comma Club awards, right? You know, we built a company through ClickFunnels. We processed, you know, more than $1 million through one funnel. We could go and get the 2 Comma Club award. I haven't got the time to fucking fly out, stand on a stage, and then look like everybody else who sells courses online, right? So that's another thing. The other thing is I don't have like many courses, right? So when I was growing my first company, I bought courses like crazy to learn, but now I only really learn from like 1 or 2 selected people, if that makes sense. I try to avoid doing that. The other thing that I don't have is any subscriptions, right? And this is both from an email perspective and a YouTube perspective. So I'm subscribed to no one's email newsletter. I also have, I never use Facebook or LinkedIn, so I never go on my feed, so I receive no information through a Facebook newsfeed. And I'm also not subscribed to anyone on YouTube either. Right? Let me show you this. This is my YouTube account. I don't know how I can show you my subscriptions. Let's have a look. Force redirect to my subscriptions. So if I go to YouTube, it'll redirect me to my subscriptions, and you'll find there's nothing. Right? So I'm not subscribed to anyone's YouTube channel. I don't listen to anyone's podcasts except from Andrew Huberman's and Joe Rogan's every now and then for fun. I don't have any newsletters. In fact, one of my greatest pleasures in life is unsubscribing from people's newsletters. I don't have any apps on my phone at all, except from messaging apps that I use and banking apps that I use regularly. I don't have any like fancy health equipment. I've got an Aura ring, but I don't use any like, fucking what are those weird cold chamber things or infrared light or any of that crap. I don't really do or have anything. All I just have is a really good product and a talented team to sell it. And that's it. What else? Like, I see people doing all sorts of crap like business development managers. Like, what a waste of time. Just figure out how to book your own appointments and hire a sales rep. Do you know what I mean? This is a very idiosyncratic, weird way of thinking because a lot of people think you need to think like this. But what you need to start doing in your life is recognizing that as a human being, you really only have two things, right? You have time and you have energy, right? And you should have a goal, right? If you don't have a goal, first of all, like, you're kind of screwed. But you need to have something to optimize for, right? And you have a limited amount of time and a limited amount of energy. And when you're doing like all sorts of little things, like I'm going to do a podcast over here and I'm going to go make my business cards over here and then I'm going to wait for my t-shirt to arrive here and I think I'm going to, hire this person to do like Snapchat posts for me over here and then, buying that course would be a good idea here. Like, you just want to say no to everything, especially silly ideas of yours, basically. Because when you start saying yes to everything, when you start saying like, okay, yeah, so I'm also going to add like, now what I'm going to do is add another service, which is like Google Find My Business. What happens is you have to dedicate time and energy specifically to that thing. And if that thing is not conducive to the goal, which it almost never is, then it's going to suck your time away. Now, here's the thing is that the thing that you're adding it might contribute to your goal, but I guarantee you there's something else that contributes to your goal way more. Like, what's going to help you, like, if your goal is to get to like 100K a month in business, right? Like, what's going to help you more, going through and doing all this crap, or basically just building like a single appointment booking system and you just focus on that for like 6 months? Like, you can do 6 months of like loads of crap, or you can just do 6 months of like solving one problem. Like, what's probably more likely to get you to what you want? So it's just a philosophy. It's just a way of life for me, basically. Just say no to everything that isn't perfectly optimized for an end goal. Like, I get people email me all the time, like, can I want to add like this thing for you and do it for free and like, all sorts of crap. I don't have any like subscriptions to anything. I don't pay for anything. I don't use anything. It's very rare that I add anything to my life, and anything that I add is designed very well, if that makes sense. Very selective. So if you're just look at what you're doing and look at your business, the weird thing about our company is we have one product. We have one website, we have one funnel, we have one source of organic traffic that distributes content elsewhere. We have one sales script and sales process. We have one onboarding process. We have one contract. We have one payment method. We have one payment plan. When you only have one of each thing, everything gets really simple and straightforward, and your team can communicate easily, standards are set easily, and scale is easy. Complexity is the enemy of scale, and simple scales, right? So, if you want to learn from a mistake I made early on in business, it was just to eliminate and remove everything that wasn't the main thing. Like, for example, recently, one of our virtual assistants, she ran out of work because the task she was working on was no longer required because we didn't need it anymore, because we got rid of it because there was better things to do. And the virtual assistant was like, oh, okay, like, what else can I do? And we didn't have any work for her, so we had to let her go. Most people in that situation would try and create something for her to do. But like, obviously it's a bit savage. We've worked with her for like 18 months. We're going to obviously make sure she's taken care of with another company where they need a virtual assistant. But like, we're not going to go ahead and create like a new system or something in the business, just add something just so one person can work on it that we're loyal to, if that makes sense. It's just little things like that I've found to be phenomenally helpful in maintaining my focus, because all of my energy and effort should go into really 3 things, and that's my team, my product, and my brand, right? And I know I said earlier not to have a fancy brand, but what I mean by brand is specifically personal brand, recording content, because this is the best thing that I know to do in the long term is produce good content for YouTube that adds value. And if I do that consistently, then over time, I'll basically make a shitload of money from this channel, because you'll have a lot of authority, and you get all sorts of doors are opened up for you when you become respected and famous in the business space. I don't want to be famous, like people knowing who I am, but I mean like when you've developed genuine authority, lots of doors open up for you. So that's really all I'm focused on right now is product, team, and YouTube. And anything that isn't that is just wiped out. There's a few exceptions to this. Like there's some stuff that I focus on that I have to, but other than that, like business-wise, nothing. Same in my personal life as well. Like I play like one video game. I have like one like genre of music I listen to. And this might sound, it takes it to an extreme because obviously sometimes I listen to new music, but like I have one sort of like subscription for any sort of streaming services. I only have one type of email. I have one email account. Like just try where you can to just get rid of everything and the things you need. I only have one bank card. I only have one bank account, right? Stuff like that. I only have one house. I only have one car. I only have one watch. You know, you don't want to just start adding all this bloody complexity for no reason. Anyway, that's everything from me. If you enjoyed the video, like and comment and subscribe. Any video ideas you've got, comment below. If you think this video would be useful for other people like you, just like it because then the algorithm will literally show it to them. And subscribe if you want to see more content, but don't turn on the bell notification thing because, well, it kind of just is a bit of a waste of your time, basically. It would just distract you. But yeah, if you are, by the way, a coach, consultant, or agency owner, and you are struggling to acquire clients, then click the first link in the description to see if you want to get more clients. We can help you with that. You don't have to, but either way, have a great day. Talk to you later.